Before there were cigarettes, before there were brands, there was the leaf. Tobacco is one of the oldest forms of spirit communication known to humanity. Long before modern times, it was understood as a living messenger, a way for human intention to travel beyond the visible world and return with meaning. In the oldest traditions, tobacco was never a habit. It was a bridge, not something used to escape life, but something used to speak with it. Our ancestors knew breath as spirit itself, and smoke was breath-given form. When the leaf touched fire, it awakened. When guided by breath, it carried thought into the unseen. In that moment, intention became vapor, and prayer learned how to rise. It was never about getting high. It was about clarity, connection, making the invisible visible. That's the memory the leaf still carries. Radio Cigars.
Radio Cigar. Radio Cigar. Radio Cigar. Radio Cigar. Cigar. Radio Cigar. Radio Cigar.
All right, family. Welcome to another episode. 363 Empire. I got a real good one tonight. Things are gonna keep heating up out here in this realm because we live in one of the biggest times in our life. Is happening right now with this huge shift that's going on globally. And let's stay focused, family. I'm bringing in some of the best speakers from around the world that are able to help and assist us in this ascension that's happening, this remembrance that's happening. This brother here started coming on my channel. Probably, I would say, I lived in Brooklyn, so I would probably say about 5 years ago. Probably about 5 years, about 2021. Yeah, probably about 2021 or something like that. And each and every show I've had with the brother, I mean, each one has been absolutely monumental, groundbreaking, and I've had fun on every single episode. So it's a pleasure to bring back one of the spiritual teachers of our time, Brother Yosef. Welcome back.
Brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here, brother.
Indeed. Oh, man. How's everything been going, brother? I ain't seen you in a little while.
Yeah, man. Just working, grinding. Everything's been going well. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain, brother. Just constantly moving forward, man. That's the, preparing myself for what's to come and just constantly moving forward, brother.
Right. Excellent. Hot discussion tonight, hot topic tonight. And actually, when I brought this up to Brother Yosef, he told me something interesting about himself. I don't know if you gonna bring that up tonight or you.
I don't mind it. I don't mind
it. Yeah, so I was like, when you told me that, I was like, oh, this is the perfect topic for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's whistleblowers are coming out, scientists are coming up missing, unalived. A lot of things are going on with truth tellers. Brother Yosef, but a whistleblower recently came out and said the CIA has this back door into Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and they looking for alien DNA. They looking for this bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I want to play this quick video from this brother. I'll be watching this brother sometime on TikTok. And I just want to play this to get the show started as everybody in line. We almost got 1,000 people already in the chat. I know this is one of them topics y'all excited about. So I know we're going to do a good show tonight. But let me play this quick clip while everybody come on in the room. And this is a brother on TikTok. He does a good job of breaking things down. And he does it real dramatic. So, yeah, we'll be right back in about a minute, family.
The world was being distracted by the Epstein files. But that wasn't enough. So what do? They released the UFO files. They're showing you UAP sightings. They have people telling you that there are 4 different species of aliens. The whole soap opera. But now you got to sit back and ask yourself, why are they putting out this information? I mean, if they had all this information before, what makes now the perfect time? And usually when they have one thing going on over here, it's something else going on over there. So I jumped down a rabbit hole. And there's claims Keyword claims that the CIA is being accused of using Ancestry and 23andMe to hunt down alien bloodlines and millions of DNA testings. Now, you got to remember, 2 years ago, every CEO and director resigned from 23andMe. And before this happened, you go back and you remember over 7 million customers' data was breached. 7 million people. Their DNA data was breached. And now you fast forward to the claims. They told people that these companies, Ancestry.com, 23andMe, were to find out what's in your DNA, who you're related to, where you come from. But now the CIA is being accused of something much darker than that. And the part that should scare you was the fact that people were so trusted. People mailed their spit to private companies and trusted them with one thing that can never change: their blood. According to this claim, a former military psych spy allegedly said that the CIA has secret access to massive DNA databases from companies like Ancestry.com and 23andMe. They also said that they're not just looking for family trees. They were allegedly searching for genetic markers connected to extraterrestrial ancestry. And whether you believe this or not, the question you always gotta ask is why? Because they've been revealing a whole lot of things this year and the year before. And they have people saying that the next year, which is 2027, we're gonna see some things that we have never seen in our existence. Pay attention. The whole...
All right, that was nice and dramatic to get our show started. Brother Yosef, I remember a couple of years ago when all the CEOs from 23andMe resigned, and I was like, damn. I said, everybody? And I was like, yo, that was cold-blooded. Everybody sent in their stuff. Then out of nowhere, all the top dogs resign. I'm like, yo, I would be so pissed if I sent my DNA or my blood or whatever you sent in to that company. But with that being said, with the whistleblower, with what that brother said, with the CEOs resigning, you know what's going on. You hear about the disclosure, Brother Yosef. Me and you, we talked this alien talk plenty of times on the show. So you're very familiar with this. What's your thoughts on this story with this whistleblower and Ancestry?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's always deeper than what they say and what they give the public.
Yes,
I
sir.
just say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm an astral projector. I see a lot that I be feeling like I can't talk about, or I can. Sometimes I talk about stuff on my Patreon channel, and I be noticing the world around me start moving. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, okay, I got to watch what I say.
Right.
Because I do be seeing certain stuff. And yes, there's what you call sentinels or entities that usually watch you when you travel. That's more for the remote viewers.
Right.
But from an astral projection perspective, I've only encountered them a few times, and that's when I was talking to elemental entities. For some reason, every time I talk to a mermaid or I'm talking to a fairy, not every time, but there's been times when I'll see them watching, and they look just like the Men in Black. They could be any looking race. They could be sitting there and they just be watching. You know what I'm saying? They'll be watching you. So now I want to just give some groundwork and then I'll build up to it. But you know, I try to really warn people and let people know what's really happening, and just to give people, I think for the most part, people understand how I come at stuff with the spiritual perspective. You know, just like years ago on your show, I said, hey, there's an actual UFO. There's a mothership above Antarctica. Not even 3 days later, it came out on the national news that there's a mothership in Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? When those orbs is flying all around and dropping from the sky and all that stuff. With that being said, from astral traveling, I always realize what they give us in the media is just really the baby stuff, or it's to trigger us to see how we're going to react to certain things. You know, not saying that what they're doing ain't real, but they're doing it in a different way. And the way that they're doing it, they're not telling us. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, they've been taking your blood. They've been taking your DNA. Everybody should know this. You know, you go to get a shot or get something checked, they taking vials of your blood. And we know that they not just taking the stuff, and they don't tell us about it, so we thinking that they don't got our DNA. They've been had our DNA. Everybody on the planet, every time you get a shot, if you ever been sick in the hospital, they got all your DNA. So I don't see the big deal with people giving their saliva or their DNA to these places because they got it already. They was already in the back. These private companies was already taking your DNA and doing real voodoo in these labs. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Making hybrids, making clones, and creating whole cities with these clones underground. This is a fact, right? So now that we hear about it, we say, oh, people shouldn't do that. The truth is, I've done 23andMe, right? They told me I was connected to Pharaoh Ramses and all this type of stuff, right? I've done Ancestry.com, you know, and it's accurate. Now I know a lot of the indigenous groups will tell people to stay away from that because, you know, you don't need that to prove that you're indigenous. Now that's true, even though it told me I had some Native American blood in me. But I know my blood is older than Native American. It goes to the Aboriginal. So with that being said, I'm gonna tell people today what these groups are really looking for. Now, my style is different, y'all. I get a lot of my information from the astral world, astral plane, you know, and it resonate with some people and it don't. But this is what I'm telling y'all. This is what they really looking for. It's not really a bloodline that they looking for, y'all. They're looking for certain groups, okay? And they're looking for certain spiritual groups, and they've been looking for these groups. It's just that now, because of some other groups that's telling them either y'all gonna come out and tell these people what time it is, or we just gonna appear. And they don't want to, because they know if they just appear, they're gonna lose power over the people. They don't want to do that. So they rather open us up to these ETs or these groups of extraterrestrials, the ones that they want us to know about, because there's definitely more than 4 groups that the government been working with. But these are the ones that we can look at and say, oh, these are demons that they're trying to mentally prepare us for. So with that being said, I want to let y'all know, and this is something I was told from an astro elder. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of my information I've read books for years. Nothing wrong with reading books, y'all. But I'm really grateful for the opportunity to go and talk with entities and people outside of the physical realm.
That's deep. You said an astral elder. That's deep. I like that.
Absolutely. There's astral elders that give you the real oral traditions that's been around for millions of years, right?
Right.
And they gave me names of groups that these people look for. Now, one of them are very well known, but I'm just going to give y'all what they told me that these people represent. The first group is the Wisdom Keepers, right? The Wisdom Keepers are the new elders that's going to be given these oral traditions. These are the elders that I'm talking about that's being born as on the planet now. They've been coming here since the year 2000. These are the Wisdom Keepers. These are the ones that's already got the knowledge. It's inside of them. You don't need to teach them none. They already know. They already know how to use technology. They know about everything because all this has been done before. And everything that we think is new and new technological that we have is old to them. They've already seen it. They've already played with tablets millions of years ago. This stuff been around. AI is old to them, right? AI is old to them. They're the Wisdom Keepers. They are people that is going to be the new elders, right? That's going to give us real spiritual oral traditions. These are going to be teachers. These are a group of teachers people are going to see, right? The next group is what you call the Flame Bearers. The Flame Bearers are also called the people of the secret, right? And if you know, you know. They're going to be teachers as well. These are also going to people who we call twin flames. Everybody know my stance on twin flames. I don't believe twin flames are the same as soulmates. And I don't believe everybody is a twin flame. That comes from our information I get, right? I believe twin flames are sent here with a divine mission, and the government literally watch these entities, these people, because they're afraid of their mission. They come here with a divine mission. But inside of that whole thing, there's twin flames that are also called people of the secret, and it's the reason why they call them that. And they're looking for so the first group of people they watching, they're watching the bloodlines for the Wisdom Keepers.
Wisdom Keepers.
They're Wisdom Keepers. They're keeping a track of these new babies, these new children. I don't know if you guys see the child that they was putting a light bulb on the baby hand, the light was just lighting up.
Right.
I don't know if y'all seen that.
I've seen it.
There's stuff like this that's happening all over the planet where they're watching. They're using the AI to watch, right, to see who these people are. So they can keep a track of these people. Now, at this point, it don't matter, because just like the great Dr. Blair said, you know, when they it's gonna be like an ant trying to stop a tidal wave. So many of them coming. They're gonna be able to stop them, right? And so, and I gotta be honest, y'all. They ain't just coming through black folk. They coming through every race, because that's the game. You gotta, you know, when you playing, you gotta spread it out. They're coming through everybody. The people that you least expect. They're coming through all of us. So you got the Wisdom Keepers, who are going to be the new elders. They're going to come in already with knowledge. You got the Flame Bearers. And then you have something called Messiah Seeds. We've heard this term many times. Messiah Seeds are the light anchors, right? They're the ones that's going to be anchoring the light. Okay, they're the ones that's going to be the main teachers. These are people that can influence people very well. They have information that a lot of people don't have. And they get watched probably by the government probably more than anybody, because this is who they fear the most. They fear the return of the so-called Messiah. But the truth is, there's millions and thousands of messiahs on the planet that have the potential to become messiah.
Right.
They call them messiah seeds. These are people with potential. There's 4 levels to messiah seeds. The most powerful ones are the ones that's already fully enlightened, and they know exactly who they are. They're fully awake. So the messiah seeds are very powerful. And these are a group that they watch as well. They come down here. These groups. Now, these groups are also called what do you call it? The flower generation, the rainbow generation, the crystal generation, and the what's the other one called? I forgot my own generation I'm part of. What is it called? The
Not indigo?
Indigo. There you go. The indigo. So the indigos, the flowers, these are pretty much them, right? Just in another way, because everybody who's born in a certain year is not a crystal child or a messiah seed or anything like that. So the last group is the grid workers. The grid workers are the group that are younger spiritual souls, but they come here and they don't really care if they live or die. They come here to give out certain information to expose. They're the ones that's going to pull the lid off of things, and they're going to expose groups. A lot of secret societies like to grab these ones because they can see now. How do they really check these people? A lot of times they look at your astrological chart. Look at your astrological chart. They know who you are already before you're even born. Excuse me, the day you're born, they know exactly who you are. So with that being said, the grid workers are the ones who's going to give up their life. David Wilcox he is a grid worker. And I'm saying that because I believe he's still alive. I don't believe David Wilcox is dead at all.
You the second person I heard say that. LeBron says that.
Nah, he not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you right now, he is a great worker. He's a person that literally was willing to give up his life for exposing the truth. I gotta tell people what it is. So before they expose all this new stuff with these so-called ETs that's here, these so-called demons, like they like to call them, they want to make sure they get rid of certain people that can put the pieces together for people. That's on a mass level. Like David Wilcox had 500,000 people, and people loved him. You know what I'm saying? So they had to put him out the way. You know what I'm saying? A few other people. I've been talking about since 2019. In one of my videos, I did a video called Lucifer, Satan, and the Devil, and I talked about how Lucifer was an extraterrestrial. And not this white girl said the word extraterrestrial, they killed her, she gone. You know what I'm saying? And she talks about another thing I've been saying, that aliens come from the future. And she was saying that. She said these ships and these aliens are coming from the future. They got rid of her. Got rid of her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what we're dealing with. We dealing with all aliens are from the future. All of them. They ain't from this timeline. They're not from here. You know what I'm saying? So those are what they're really looking for. These groups of people that carry a certain energy signature that's coming to change the world. Right? That's going to be activated. They're looking to see if you're activated or not. If you're activated, they're going to start following you and watching you. They're going to start following you and watching, y'all. And I'm telling you this as a fact. You know what I'm saying? People around me know. You know, my wife didn't believe for a while. She knows now. You know what I'm saying? I've been exposed to UFOs and all this other stuff for years. And like I said, the wife didn't believe at first until she was exposed to it. She said, yeah, this is really happening. This is real, y'all. I'm telling you. So they're looking for people that's activated who they can tell by your birth chart. I've said this many times on this channel that since I was very young, secret societies would reach out to me because they knew who I was going to be.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. You said it on the channel.
So they know who you are, and they will reach out to you when they think you're going to activate. So it's not so much that they want to get rid of you, because it's a lot of us now. There's too many people to get rid of. They really want to watch you and see how you're going to do it. If you go too far, they may try to. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. I don't think they're looking for ET bloodlines, because we all know we got ET bloodlines in us. We have reptilian DNA. We have great different types of DNA, Pleiadian DNA. So they want to know, hey, who are these people that's activated? And we need to watch these people because they can do something that could spark something and mess up our whole mission, what we're trying to do.
If they do find these people, is the goal just to unalive them, or do you think what the goal might be once they find these groups?
They don't want you to get too big. If you get too big and you start influencing the world, you're a problem. Or because they know all Messiah seeds, I would say there's thousands of them activated right now.
Right.
that are they know a lot of Messiah seeds had a potential to influence people, influence the world. So they really don't want you to get too big. That's really what it is. If you get too big and you start showing people the way out of the matrix, so they don't got no food source, now we might have to take you out, or if you expose the wrong thing. So people like David Wilcox, he been building his audience and everybody up for so many years. He got a strong following already. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it is. But eventually they won't be able to touch nobody as the frequency rises. Because powers are coming. That's what's next. People getting superpowers.
They're running out of time to do this, you're saying?
The truth is they're already out of time, but what's happening is we still mind control. So now the new mind control is, okay, we're going to pull out of the Christian thing and we're going to make the new demons are going to be the aliens. So now even if you see an alien that could probably be nice and help you, that's got to be a demon. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a demon. No, that's not true. Not all of them are demons. And also, people talk about reptilians a lot. Reptilians, yes, there's a certain group that's been extracted, that has been separated, that's down here, that's messing with us. But a lot of reptilians actually like humans. Some of them actually like humans. For those who don't believe that, you got to understand the spiritual sciences that we have. Prime example, yoga. Yoga is a snake science. Yoga is a Kundalini snake science, right? Kundalini yoga. Certain tongues we speak, languages come from snake languages, dragon languages. So all this stuff comes from what you call the reptilians, a lot of our spirituality. Talking about the chakra system, which evolves you, and the Kundalini system, which evolves you. That's all snake science, dragon science. So we can't say they all bad when we learn spiritual sciences to evolve, to get away from, to get out of the system from the reptilians. Right. You know, so there's different groups. There's different groups.
Yo, brother Yosef, you come back. This is detailed information. You come back from the astral realm. Is this just in your memory, or do you have to write it down as soon as you wake up? How do you remember everything that?
Sometimes I give away a lot of my stories in my Patreon channel. So today I gave away a big story about I took my daughter out for breakfast. For dinner last night to Papados for she graduated from elementary school. Excellent. And I had a whole situation with an entity in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
The bathroom?
In a bathroom. I'll say it real quick. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'll say it real quick.
All right. Come on.
So I was in Papados, my family. So as soon as my in-laws came in, and so we sitting there, and I said, hey, I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. So I go use the bathroom, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'm washing my hands as I'm getting ready to leave. All of a sudden, the door opens. And this man walks in. He's 6'8", y'all. He's taller. I'm 6'2". This man had to be 6'8", 6'9". He was really tall, Middle Eastern looking man. Really tall. So he walks in and he has a black suit on with the shirt button open, no tie, just walks in. And he smells amazing. Like he smelled good. But the weird part was, as I'm washing my hands, he stands behind me. Jesus, so I'm washing my hands and I'm looking back. I'm like, how you doing, bro? Everything all right? But, you don't stand behind no grown man.
Know what I mean?
2 sinks right here, brother. You know what I'm saying? Is everything all right? So he just looks at me. I'm like, what's up? So as I'm looking at him, washing my hands, I look down, I look back up again, and he's looking at me. So as I'm looking at him, his eyes, he had these really big, bright hazel eyes. So as I'm looking at him, his eyes turn green. This is 100% true story, y'all. Just happened.
Bro, Yosef, damn.
His eyes turn green.
Yeah.
While I'm looking at him. And it wasn't just no regular green. This was like a bright green. Right? And I'm looking at him. So now I'm trying to bust a move out the bathroom. I don't lie, y'all. I don't sit there and say we had a spiritual fight. I'm just telling y'all I'm trying to get out of there. I don't know what this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really tall dude standing behind me as I'm bending over, washing my hands. You ain't gonna get me today. We gotta go to a spirit. We gonna do it. You ain't getting me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seen American Gods. I know what the jinn did in there. You know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't going down, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't going down. So I step to the left and I do a spin move and I look at him. I'm like looking at him, and what I did was, because that day, and that's why I told the story in Patreon, I never walk out my house with my spiritual jewelry. Always got something on that's blessed. I make these myself, y'all. Y'all go to newlifetools.org. I always wear something, but this day, bro, I forgot. I didn't wear nothing. I walked out the house blank. And as I haven't done that in a year and a half. So what I did was I imagined a white glowing sigil that I created for protection. I imagined it sitting behind my head. That's the only thing I had that could do to protect my energy, because I feel like this guy might be trying to steal my energy, because when I saw his eyes change, I said, this person might be a jinn. You know what I'm saying? This person might be a jinn. And while I'm telling the story, look what happens.
Oh, man.
My cat, cat just scared me to death. Like, you talking about me?
Oh, man.
You know? So all of a sudden, my jinn, all of a sudden, I'm thinking this is a jinn. So all of a sudden, I make the left, I turn, looking at him, and I'm trying to get out the bathroom now. And I open the door, and he starts to smile. He's smiling, and he's just looking at me. He never moves. He's looking at me. So I open the door, and I leave. And as the door closed to the bathroom, he's just looking at me with the green eyes. And I'm like, what's going on? So I go back to the table, which was two tables away from the bathroom. There's only one way in and out that bathroom, bro.
Right.
And I'm sitting there like a hawk looking at the bathroom to see who he's sitting with, who he's with. I want to see who this man is. Brother, he never comes out the bathroom.
Damn.
He never comes out the bathroom. So I didn't tell the wife because I don't want to freak her out. But I'm like, actually didn't tell her till this morning. And so I'm sitting there. So after 30 minutes, bro, I get up and I go in the bathroom. Said maybe he's doing a number 2 or something. I don't know. I go in the bathroom and all of a sudden there's nobody in there. So I said, well, the stall's closed. I said, maybe he's in the stall. So I go in the stall. Nobody's in the stall. So my first mindset is I'm about to get out this bathroom again before he comes back in here, because I don't know what that was. So that's what happened to me yesterday. And I slept with one eye open last night. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what that was. Crazy, brother. That was crazy. So that happened to me. Real deal, true life story. It happened to me yesterday at Papa Do's in Houston at the restaurant. You know what I mean? Now, I also showed Brother Richard video, and some of my security team know this. I don't show everything because I feel like I don't want to be freaking people out. But I showed my security team what's been happening to me lately is the police follow me a lot. I'm not one of the people that just believe this stuff. No, they sit outside my house and take pictures of my house. You know what I'm saying? And I showed Brother Richard video where the police walked up to my front door and actually snapped a picture of my front door and just walked away.
I seen it.
And she went into the car. But down here we got constables. We got constables down here. They're between police and sheriffs.
Right.
She got out of her car and she drove away. And this has happened 4 or 5 times in the past few months.
Damn.
To me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing illegal. I know that, but I know what it is because this been happening to me, y'all, since I've been young. Now, whoever got the book of Brother Yosef, they know I told a story called my cousin Randy and the black helicopter. And the first time I did a very powerful spiritual ritual, I went outside and it was a black helicopter that had no sound flying over my apartment building. Looking, and it was 3 dudes in there looking at me, and they flew away. So that was 2009. So from that day forward, guys, I knew for a fact I was being watched based on what people think I was going to become. Mm-hmm. And boy, did I become it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they was right. Whoever these people were, they knew exactly who I was going to be. So I'm thinking the positive people know who I'm going to be. The negative ones got to know. Mm-hmm. And just so I'm not a threat to them, they got to watch. So not just me, but anybody, any of you guys out there that activate and you realize something about your consciousness, who you really are, you're a threat. And they got to watch you. That's really what that is, fam.
What a story. Somebody in the chat, I want to ask you this. I seen somebody say, I don't see it because somebody said the jinns live in the bathroom. You ever heard that before?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What's the deal with that? Jinns living in the bathroom.
There's a famous guy out there right now. He was just talking about this I just saw this today. So funny you asked that question. He just was talking about big homie CC. He actually travels and I guess he does a lot of I like him because he attacks child molesters. Right. You know, and when I left the dark side alone, that was my thing. I practice all my black magic on child molesters. You know what I'm saying? Right. But he actually goes and retrieves children and gets them back. I think that's a beautiful thing, even though he's a street guy.
Right.
But he also is into like the spiritual stuff. So he actually goes into communities and stuff. And he said a guy told him that you got to rub feces all over your body
Ooh.
to actually call a jinn to you. And I know for a fact that that's actually something that actually they're doing they're laughing at you while you're doing that. Because you don't need all that to call no jinn.
Shit.
You really don't. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know what you're doing. But people will do that just to get power, just to get fortune and fame. They'll do these things and degrade themselves. And these entities over there laughing. They're laughing at people. You know?
Only reason why I asked you about what the person said in the chat, because for me personally, the bathroom has always been a very spiritual place for me in terms of visualization and meditation. And I always thought it was weird because in my mind, I'm like, this is the effing bathroom. People come in here to use the bathroom, but that's my place of solitude where I could go and tap in the damn bathroom. So I'm like,
man with a family, that's definitely our place of solitude.
Okay. I'm like, it's something about the bathroom, man. Shit.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I want to since we're talking about 23andMe, and you know, a lot of people are sending in their blood. I want to ask you, being that you're so involved in the, you know, in the sciences, the esoteric sciences, have you ever done magic with your own blood? And we always hear about blood, magic, blood. And is it more powerful than other forms of magic that you have done, if you have done magic with your blood?
Yeah, in the past I did some everything, man. I did some everything, and I did do blood magic. I don't do it as much anymore. The rituals that do, and there's nothing wrong with it. I want to say that if you want to use blood, that's fine.
Right.
You know, just based on what you're doing. But as far as I used to use it for a lot of good and bad reasons in the past, when I was, you know, doing my thing in the past. But blood magic is really a binding element, you know, and I actually use it to pull a lot of things to myself from the astral plane. You know what I'm saying? If I really wanted to connect with a deity or an entity, I would use blood to really connect with that entity, so it would pay me attention. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing demonic about it. You know what I'm saying? You can use blood magic to heal people who got cancers and sicknesses. You know, you can use blood magic to heal people. You can use blood magic to bind things. So when I would do moon rituals, I would use blood, you know, and of course, it's just the truth. Period. Blood is the most powerful blood that in existence that you can never use because of all the extra elements it has in it. But what's really the purpose of blood magic? It's the best element to pull something from the fourth dimension. You know what I'm saying? Because you need the earth element to do that. So when you bind, so if you want some money, you want $10,000, all you gotta do is bind it to the blood, and you can pull it. It's guaranteed to work if you know how to do the spell. Like I've never failed with blood magic. It's never failed. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you know what you're doing, it works. But of course, people use it for negative purposes too, which you gotta be careful with because you could backfire it on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You could backfire it on yourself. But yeah, blood magic is something that I know for a fact they are also using to splice our DNA to make hybrids. And you know, everybody saw they cloned Tyrone. Everybody saw that movie. They're really making clones and stuff, and they're using them for other things. They've been using our DNA. They've been using our salivas and stuff that we don't even know. Our hair. You cut your hair. We all go to the barbershop and, you know, we comb our hair. We store it in the garbage. These people actually take this stuff. They take your hair.
Yeah, Bobby said that.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think about it. You know, so yeah, that stuff happens. So yes, I've used blood magic for a lot of things.
Indeed. You know, something interesting. You know, a lot of interesting comments in the chat, of course. Somebody said the CIA be looking for those stargates and then they DNA to open them. I think that's quite interesting because we, you know, in terms of you could go on, like our DNA.
I was gonna say it. That's true. Yeah. That's very true. Because of what the access that some people got.
Yeah. Like that, I think that's very interesting because and I think that's one of the reasons why Black folks need to start traveling more. We'll be surprised what we're able to unlock. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We haven't been to Antarctica or Australia or to Egypt or wherever. But if Black folks in America start traveling the world, we don't know what might happen to these places, you know, with our DNA and our aura and all of that in these places. So I definitely would recommend traveling. What I want to ask you is in terms of DNA, some people look at it as, a lot of people are saying that it's like a quantum antenna. It's not what we were told that it was in terms of you know, dealing with our body. It's way bigger than something that deals with our body. What would you define DNA as, according to your research and everything you've come across at this point, and your astro teachings as well?
Yeah. So DNA, without shadow of a doubt, is it's like you have your own personal data center. You are your own data center. And what's ever in your DNA, you never lose it.
Right.
So, you know, everybody saw the movie. Well, everybody probably didn't see it, but you should go watch it. It's called what is it? What is that movie with he becomes the assassin? Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed. They had technology where they would jump it. They would actually access his DNA and go into take the memories and put him in the memories of his ancestors. You know what I'm saying? He will become his ancestors from hundreds of years ago just by tapping into his DNA. So it's a data center, and it's definitely an antenna, because some of that data is spiritual on a higher level, and it can definitely open stargates and do different things like that, which we naturally do inside of our body anyway. We have stargates and everything inside of our body. That's how we're able to, what you call journeying, like the shamans teach us, to go to the innerverse and travel to the astral plane through that way, because then we have a portal inside of us, inside of our consciousness. And so yes, and this is why I'm warning I don't want to say I'm warning people, but I'm telling everybody to prepare for the quantum, because that's coming. They got something called Q Day. Everybody need to research something called Q Day. Okay. Q Day is what a lot of people, it's like the new Y2K. Whoever was around for the year 2000. Right. I know we got some young babies on here that's like 23 years old. Yeah, but if you was around for Y2, that was a big deal. All the internet's going to shut off and the power is going to go out. Well, Q Day is the new Y2K. And what that is the fear that the AI is going to fully take over the world and control us. Because once it merges with a quantum computer, which it already is, the government's using it in a quantum way already. Right. It's just that now it's going to be in people's houses. You know, they're going to have quantum access to quantum computers in their houses, and they don't really know what you're going to be able to do. You know what I mean? So we're jumping into I did a video at the beginning of the year said that was called the Quantum Leap Forward. And this year you're going to start hearing a lot about the quantum, because that's where we're going, into the quantum. And your DNA, that's why they want the computers inside your body, so they can access your data whenever they want to. They're slowly training you by giving you the rings. Not to say these stuff is bad. You know, the little rings that can read you the watches and stuff. They're training you to slowly accept it. So when you need to put a chip in your body, you'll just do it. And I don't want to say all that's bad, because sometimes technology can heal people. If you got a person that's been in pain all their life, let's say they're suffering from one of these diseases where they what's this one that everybody, when you have a lack of oxygen in your body, it's called I can't remember the name of it, but whatever these diseases are, and you've been in pain all your life, and you tell me you won't get a shot in your arm to get rid of the pain, I know I would. You know what I'm saying? So I could live my life. You know what I'm saying? So I could live my life. So I don't want to tell people to run from all the technology that they got coming out. Some of this stuff is good. Some of the stuff is going to change the world in a good way. But at the same time, we're being trained to not accept nothing. And I know they're training us for that.
You talked about these groups earlier. The wisdom keepers, the flame bearers, the Messiah seeds. And there's things that these groups have to do to protect themselves in the realm that we live in. There's a word that's popular now that's all over the internet. People love to use this. They use the word chosen ones. There's a brother on another video I want to show real quick, where a brother said there's 3 main portals that chosen ones, or I guess, you know, the wisdom keepers or these groups have to protect when they're navigating in this realm. And I want to get your opinion on this, brother Yosef. Let me play this video. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you did not hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. It's very important for the algorithm. Shout out to King Simon in the chat. He is sharing brother Yosef's links. So if you are interested,
thank you.
And brother Yosef's website, his link tree, his YouTube, King Simon is sharing that in the chat. All right. With that being said, let me get to this real quick.
Protect these 3 main portals on your body from energy vampires.
Can you hear that, brother Yosef?
First,
yes.
Protect your crown, which is, I'm gonna put your hair with that too, so I'm not gonna do those 2 separate. But protect your crown. don't let anyone touch your hair, and definitely, you know, if you know, depending on how you protect yourself spiritually, sort of manifest on the physically, you know, protect your crown because energy leaks from here. Energy leaks from there. It's very deep when it comes down to the crown chakra. Now, next chosen one, you should protect these three main portals on your body is your eyes. Protect your eyes. More than 5 seconds of staring, or they trying to siphon something from you, and you can't make this stuff up. So protect your eyes. You know, if you're spiritually gifted, you're chosen. Protect your eyes. Don't allow others to stare into your eyes. I know with the modern day society, oh yeah, you don't stare, you don't look into the eyes, or you fake. Nah, it's deeper than that. If you're spiritually in tune, protect your eyes. Now, automatically, you should know I was gonna say this. Your hands, protect your hands. You know, one of my viral videos is talking about the hands. So protect your hands. You know, don't be shaking hands. Don't be touching things that you know energy, is there 144 on the clock. So you definitely protect it. So protect your hands. Your hands.
All right. All right, brother Yosef. So you heard it there. We got the crown, we got the eyes, we got the hands. Interesting. I don't like. I've told. I don't know if it was you or somebody else. I don't like staring people in the eyes. And I know people like, you got to look in their eye. Look them in the eye. Be a man. No, I don't want to be a man. I'm good. I ain't looking that motherfucker in the eye, staring him in the eye. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The hands thing is interesting. It makes me think about Michael Jackson with the glove. He always wore the gloves. The crown thing is interesting. I heard a brother say that on the internet that was the original reason the woman will be dressed in 3/4 of cloth is to protect her energetically. Her crown, she would have her head cover her ground and her body. Woman having the most important portal in the universe, which is the womb. So the woman had to clothe herself while she's outside, and we lost the intention of that through religion, and we thought it was just to suppress suppress or whatever. But with that being said, what's your opinion on those 3 methods that these chosen ones should protect themselves, brother Yosef?
I agree 100%, man. Because like people know how it is. You see somebody you don't like their energy, you like, hey, what's up, brother? I'm gonna give you the that. I'm gonna give you the that. You know what I'm saying? I can't shake your hand. They might be like this. Hey, brother, how you? I'm gonna give you the that, my brother. I'm gonna give you the that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what energy you may try to transfer to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or pull from me. I don't know. I get this vibe like, hey, what's up, brother? I'm gonna give you the that, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, and there's no offense about brother always Joseph see you, he get that. It ain't always that. It's just certain people. Sometimes I just move in and hey, get a dap and I'm keep it moving. But I think we all been in that situation where we seen people be like, oh, okay, this brother energy or this sister energy. Hey, what's up? And get a dap and keep it moving.
Right.
Or get the head now, right? So I believe in that for sure. The eyes, it's funny because when I had that told y'all the story about the bathroom thing, that's what I dealt with. The eyes. I didn't want to look this guy in the eyes. His eyes change colors, and that's a sign of a DNA change. That's a sign of a DNA change, and that's not the first time that happened to me. But I've seen people eyes change like that. But I've never seen nobody with bright green eyes change. I've never seen nothing like that in my life until that day. Not in the physical realm, at least. And then what did I tell you guys I did when I felt like I was threatened by this person, not knowing who it was? I told you guys I projected a sigil behind my head that was all white. Right? Because I understood as a magician that the first thing when somebody's trying to siphon your energy or steal it, it's so easy to steal energy from people's crown chakra. So easy. So immediately I put it behind my head to protect myself. Because this person, I didn't know what it was I was dealing with. So I said, let me protect my energy first. And then put my shield up. And every time you do that, you can either put it in the middle of your forehead. I remember one time a succubus, I was sleeping and they tried to jump on me. Yikes. And I couldn't move. So I projected a helm of awe right on my forehead, and it immediately broke loose. And I projected it out. I imagined it going out, and it just broke loose. You know what I mean? So, protect the head, family. Protect that, and protect the eyes as well. And yeah, I agree with that 100%, family.
Well, let me ask you, since energy could escape from the crown easily, do you wear a hat or something over your head when you're meditating to contain the energy, the powerful energy that you're emanating at that time?
This is one reason why head coverings exist. That's definitely one reason to do that. But I would recommend, especially when you have children, because children, people siphon energy from children the most, because children ain't paying attention. And you can siphon energy from a child, and children won't even get tired, right? They won't even get tired because they're full of energy.
Right.
So to protect your child, what you can do is anoint them, anoint the child with some type of holy oil, or what you call frankincense. Get some frankincense blessed, or just regular frankincense is good too. Just make sure it's in corner store stuff. Don't go to the corner store and get it. Go get the real frankincense and anoint the child's head with a solar cross. That will protect the child. Because people ask me all the time, how do I protect my child from because they can't always wear stuff like that. They'll lose it. They'll well, bless their little earrings or something like that, or anoint the child before they go to school. I remember my mother used to anoint us, even though we was Christians. She used to anoint us in the name of the Lord and put it on our head and send us to school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I recommend people doing that. That's one of the best ways to protect that.
Can you go back earlier when we first started the conversation, Brother Yosef, when we were talking about 23andMe? You said that they found out that you was connected to King Ramesses.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? That's interesting.
Yeah. So I tried the Ancestry.com. I got a little information. But when I did 23andMe, it really shocked me. And it was people in my family who I didn't even know did it, and they was connecting all of us. So it was working from that perspective. But it gives you a little bit more on 23andMe. It tells you more about your mother's side and your father's side. And through my bloodline, it said that you are one of the few people that actually has the bloodline of Pharaoh Ramses II. And I said, wow. I said, that's crazy, because all the pharaohs were extraterrestrials without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Those were royal bloodlines. But it also said I had connection to Genghis Khan. You know what I'm saying? And it said I had another connection to a great Viking, some kind of Viking person. So when they see stuff like that, they might be looking and say, okay, we got to watch this person. They connect to a royal bloodline or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's something that told me. And I thought it was pretty cool. It was dope. I'm not surprised, because I have memory of being in Egypt. I wasn't a pharaoh, but I was a priest. And I chose not to be a high priest because I wanted to leave Egypt. I didn't want to stay. High priest had to stay, but the priest could leave. So I wanted to be a priest, and I had students. So I do have memory of a past life being in Egypt. So that was just cool to me. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's in. So you said all the pharaohs was extraterrestrials, huh?
All of them. The blood.
Any particular group of extraterrestrials that you know? Like, can you narrow it down some more?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of it was mixed with the Zeta reptilians, and that's where the elongated great alien heads will come from. But also a lot of them had reptilian. They had the reptilian bloodline. Like I tell people, all the reptilians weren't evil. You know what I'm saying? They honored the reptile.
So Akhenaten, where would you say Akhenaten was?
They're all the same bloodline.
Okay.
All the way back to ancient Nubia. All the way to ancient Nubia, when the females ruled, when the women ruled, that bloodline go all the way back to there. And some of these people were reborn. They were, I believe, and this is my opinion, Barack Obama was Akhenaten, but he was also, I believe he was cloned. You know what I'm saying? I think they took some of Akhenaten DNA and cloned and made Barack Obama. And he had the same genetic structure, and I don't think it's coincidence that he looks like Akhenaten. You know what I mean? Or that some of us in the world look like some of these pharaohs. You know what I'm saying? The more I studied Genghis Khan, the more I started thinking about my beard and all this stuff. Like, maybe I kind of got that. You know what I'm saying? Because Genghis Khan was the big guy with the beard, but he was extremely powerful. And they said that he got more bloodline kids than anybody else in the world. You know what I'm saying? He had tons of women. Solomon who? He had more women than Solomon. So-called Solomon. You know what I mean? So that just was interesting. But yeah, a lot of the pharaohs carried these bloodlines, and also the priest and the high priest, and that went into the Moors, and the Moors carried the same bloodline, and that went into Europe, and then the European who mixed the bloodline in with the Knights Templars and all that stuff, the daughters of Isis, they all became the new kings and queens. You know, so the bloodline went over there, and they all can trace that back to these ETs without a shadow of a doubt.
Let me show you this, and give me an opinion about this right here. What somebody said on the internet. Somebody said, with someone's DNA, you could create a bioweapon to unalive that person, and people will rarely. Yeah. Well, anyway, they said they could use your DNA to unalive you. Now, what's your
Yeah.
thoughts on that, brother? Yosef?
That voodoo.
That's voodoo,
Voodoo.
right? Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes with these lab coats, they try to make the people who sitting there beating the drum and mixing monkey bones with cat fur, you know, and those are evil. No, the guys in the lab doing the same thing.
Same
They just got
exact
the
thing.
lab coats and they look cleaner doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so just like a voodoo priest, I don't want to just put that on voodoo because any magician who know what they're doing with that can take you out. But I'm just saying voodoo because that's something everybody know. With voodoo, just like you can destroy somebody by having their blood or their hair or their saliva, you can do the same. They can do the same thing in the labs, y'all. They can create a bioweapon to take you out directly. They showed that in the James Bond movie. They had a bioweapon that was designed to kill a certain bloodline. Right? Everybody need to go watch a TV show called Hannah. Hannah's about this girl who was trained to be a secret agent by her father. And I think it's season 3. They actually the government had a hit list of people who are going to be influenced people, who's going to influence people to do the right thing in the world. And they start killing them off. And Hannah had to stop them. So I said, man, they putting this stuff on TV. They definitely doing this stuff in the real world. So anybody who's going to be influential, somehow they had a thing that can tell who was going to be in the future, and they will take you out before you became that. So it's super crazy.
Do you think these groups or these people, do you think certain people are placed in their lives to throw them off course, like maybe their wife, their husband, or their co-workers? Like people are, for real.
Absolutely. Friends, you know what I'm saying? And we all make mistakes. We all, you know, we don't always know the answer to everything. You know, we live and we learn. You know what I'm saying? We live and we learn. But we all make mistakes, and we all get people who we think love us, or who we think gonna be with us forever, or somebody who we think is gonna stand by our side, and then they flip the switch on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I talk about people who have, because it goes deep, y'all. There's people who have demonic bloodlines. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I put a book out called The Way of Radiance. I've been telling people that the aliens, they were what you call half-blooded Anunnaki. Anunnaki half-bloods. Draconian half-bloods. You know what I'm saying? Gray half-blood demons. So now this year they talking about all these aliens are demons. I've been saying that certain groups are demons because they're not real demons, because those are beings that's locking the clip off. They too powerful. The creator won't let them come over here. Creator won't let them come over. They too powerful. Nobody could touch them. Nobody could stand against them. They have to call Michael down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have access to this, but they do have agents of chaos that they channel their energy through. These are what you call hybrids. Now, there's a movie on Netflix. I just started watching this movie yesterday, y'all. It's called Agents from Above. And in the movie just came out. And it's a TV series, excuse me. It's a Chinese TV series. In the TV series, there's a magician who gets rid of demons. But there's a powerful demon on the other side of the veil that can't come over. So what he does, he has agents that he gives power to do his chaos in the world. And I said, this is the same thing. That's what I've been telling people for the longest. It's called Agents of something. Agents from Above, I think it's called. It's a very powerful TV show. And I'm telling y'all, it's telling the truth. Some people who's your next door neighbor, sometimes people who you love, they're demons. They're the devil. They will destroy you in your life. It's just a fact. And then there's people in your life who are angels. They literally have the angelic vibration, and they have a soul that's an angel. You have people that are literal gods that's walking around. They're deities. They're walking around, and they're realized who they are. They know who they are, but we don't recognize them because they go grocery shopping just like we do. They walk around just like we do. You know what I'm saying? And these are people who are realized. So yes, we got to be careful on all ends, family. But that's how this thing works.
you know, you talked about royal bloodlines. We mentioned Ankh-9. A theory that's interesting on the internet. I've seen a couple of videos. First, I heard Rod Hayes said on his channel. He says that Tupac is the reincarnation of King Tut. And there's brothers on the internet. One brother in particular that got a series of videos talking about, and he breaks down how Tupac is the incarnation of King Tut, and that was why Tupac had a fascination with Nefertiti. If you notice, he always had the Nefertiti chain on, and that Nefertiti was supposed to be, I guess, King Tut's mother or stepmother. She was married to Ankh-9. What's your thoughts? If we're talking about royal bloodline, do you think somebody like a Tupac Shakur is that why you think he may have been targeted because his bloodline? And also, do you think he might be the incarnation of King Tut?
Well, as far as him being the incarnation of King Tut, I never looked that deep into it, but I could see how that's possible.
Yeah,
I could definitely see how that's possible. But yes, Tupac is the type of person that we're talking about here. Nipsey Hussle's another one. These are people that have certain DNA blood types that's influential, and they used to be somebody in a past life, and these people know it. So if you go too far, when you influence too much, they'll try to take you out. And that's why it's so important that we line up with spiritual power, y'all. We gotta line up with our spiritual power because that can protect us. Because these people ain't playing; they using magic, and the new magic they're gonna start using is cyber magic. This is what they're getting ready to do. So yes, I could see that, and there's a lot of people who have been other people in past lives. Like they say, Michael Jackson could have been Mozart. You know what I'm saying? In a past life. You know what I mean? So yes, these people are real. Like I don't care what nobody say. I'm a Buddha. You know what I mean? That's not something I think about. Not something I feel. I know. You know. I've interacted with it on a higher level. I've sat down and had talks with myself in the spirit realm. I've had people tell me that I couldn't have known that, psychics and everything. So we're all connected to something great. It's all about what are you doing to find it? Who are you? Right. Know yourself, and you will know God. Because the truth is, we're all a God, some type of God. Some of us are demon gods. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are angelic gods, and then some of us are gods. Which one are you? Right? And that's the goal. I looked for years to find out who I was. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, that's what it is, family. Yes, a lot of these celebrities and influential people in the world, some who they took out, some who wasn't even influential until they died, like Trayvon Martin, the brave one of Mars. That's what his whole name means, the brave one of Mars. It's why would people think that a boy? Think about how many black boys have been shot and murdered by people, and then all of a sudden this one dies, and it triggers something in the whole world. Because that's what it was supposed to do. Right. His death triggered stuff in the past life. You know what I'm saying? I remember that when Trayvon Martin died, the whole world changed. Right. The whole world changed and something switched in the world. And don't get me wrong, George Floyd thing was powerful too, but Trayvon, we can't forget about that. When that young boy passed, it changed the world forever.
Yeah, definitely did. You know, I want to ask you about, certain archetypes that we embody when we're down here, and some people, we are taught to have a certain spiritual look or a spiritual dress code in order to be spiritual. Yourself, brother Yosef, you're a big guy. Now you carrying this Buddha energy. Do you think that's part of your destiny? That's part of who you were meant to be? Like some people might say, brother Yosef, you need to be a straight vegan and lose it. Do you think that that's intellectual talk that the average person can't understand? Like you're meant to carry this archetype, this Buddha heavy set dude archetype while you're down here, brother?
Yes, 100%. I'm definitely destined to carry that. But y'all see me eventually. I will be the skinny Buddha again. You know, it'll happen eventually. You know what I'm saying, brother? You're gonna get the walk on. You know, it's gonna happen. Yeah. But overall, I believe I've been protected health-wise so much because I'm grateful to not have no issues, bro, because I'm so happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm so fulfilled, and I keep a high vibration every day. I don't get me wrong, I get headaches and small stuff like anybody else, but I'm so grateful, bro, that I'm just, I am where I am. And that's not to put any vegans or anybody else down, because I do believe in eating healthy and being good. But yes, this is the archetype I really believe I'm meant to carry for a certain amount of time. without a shadow of a doubt. And there's archetypes that other people are meant to carry that people may not always agree with. You know what I'm saying? And we're all meant to carry this type of archetype, some type of archetype in our life, without a shadow of a doubt. So yes, this is something I'm. And you know, when it comes to being spiritual, it's not about how you dress. It's not about how you dress all the time, because it's a lot of people that dress spiritual ain't spiritual.
Yes, indeed.
It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I think we all know that. You know, so that's why I don't really get into. I might wear a little spiritual something here, but anybody around me know, Brother Yosef just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? I just dress whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because, and even if I'm a smaller guy, I think I wouldn't change that, because I already did it. I wore the robes and stuff. I did it already. I don't need to redo it. I'm gonna be myself to know me, to love me. You're gonna have to love me for who I am, or I'm not gonna pretend. And I think a lot of people can put on costumes and pretend to be spiritual, but the real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? And people can see right through that. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why I don't do the whole dress. Now, don't get me wrong, because of what I believe in my culture, I want to dress more indigenous, and I'm working on that as I go forward. But at the same time, all the looking like a spiritual teacher, I don't really try to do that. I try to just be Brother Yosef.
Indeed. You know, I'm just speaking of the 23andMe and the Ancestry. I did a deep dive on my mother's side last year, and I'm getting to my father's side right now. So that was always like you know, I never been close with his side because my father passed away before I was born. But I'm finally getting somewhere right now, so I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying?
You mean like doing an ancestry search?
Yeah, ancestry search.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be surprised, man. It's such a fun lane to go down and find that stuff, man.
No, indeed. Yeah. I want to well, let me ask you this. Put some questions in the chat. I definitely want to get some questions from y'all in the chat. Very interesting show. I told y'all it was going to be a good show. Amazing show so far. We're gonna close it up strong. I want to get to some questions from y'all. I want to ask you, Brother Yosef, in terms of the chosen ones, or these Messiah seeds, or these flame bearers, or these wisdom keepers being influential, what is the main thing that makes a person influential, Brother Yosef? Is it the way they talk, the way they walk? And I know it's probably a combination of all these things, but what's underneath all of that? Is it just an energetic thing that people could feel? Like, well, what is it that makes certain people so influential?
Well, we got to understand there's two types of ways to be influenced. You can be influenced in a negative way. That's a false light. You know what I'm saying? But the true influential people are the people who just carry a certain light. So nobody knows what it is about them, but really what it is, it's a light that other people recognize. That's like, I get it. I understand. I see what you're saying. I vibe with you. It's a vibe you catch with a person. You know, first time I heard Dr. Delbert Blair's voice, it was like talking to my grandfather. It's like, I know you. I know you. What you're saying, I know that. Yeah. He was just it wasn't just so much that he taught me, he reminded me. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other people out here in the community that's very influential. But what it is, it's a light. But we got to be careful of people with false light. Right. So, and I see the government right now trying to push that narrative in the world right now. So the point I'm trying to make is, like, people are influenced by rappers. People are influenced by negative energy. And now you got the certain people with negative energy that's trying to be spiritual and influential. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we got to understand what type of light that is. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get influenced to do the wrong thing. People who are Messiah seeds carry the heaviest burden, because you can't just talk it. Your life is gonna make you live it. You gotta live in front of people. You gotta live what you say. Right. You magic, if you do magic, you're gonna get chin checks. You know what I'm saying? If you talking about you gotta live morals and principles, you're gonna get chin checked. People gonna see if you really live in the morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it is. And don't get me wrong, all those groups we talk about today, they're all the chosen ones. Those are the real chosen ones. But sometimes you hear certain words like Messiah seeds or people of the secret, like those are the only groups. No, all those people who are doing those things are important on every level for the main reason of changing the hologram. The hologram has to be updated. And this is why today we're seeing UFOs and we're hearing about extraterrestrials, because the whole hologram is shifting to a more fourth dimensional frequency. Everybody want to go to the fifth dimension. We ain't there yet. It could be another 100, 200 years. Don't keep it real. We're in the fourth dimension. We got to absorb this. We got to take it in. This is why people seeing werewolves and vampires and there's more stuff people seeing at night now because the vibration is changing. And a lot of these entities are giving up and say, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? If you see me, you see me. You know what I mean? That's what's happening right now. All this is changing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's get to some Q&A real quick with brother Yosef. Let me put the brother on the screen. Let's see what y'all talking about in the chat. Somebody says, wow, what can be done if a person's child is the demon sent to distract? Shit.
What can be done if a person's child is the child? Good Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Man, you know, that's a hard one to deal with right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell somebody what to do with their child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? You know, Arthur Sharkoff was somebody's child at one time before he started killing women. You know what I'm saying? But I would say if a person's nature is what it is, it's hard to change that person. You know, some people are just attracted to certain things and they gonna do certain things no matter if you put them in church, if you pray for them, if they do, they're just gonna be who they are. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do for a child is to have a child kind of aim that energy. You know what I'm saying? If a child is that type of person, because like I said, there are demons that help humanity. There is very few, a handful, but there are some demons that are like they're dual nature, like they don't mind helping humans. You know what I mean? That's rare though. You know, I once used to help this lady with her daughter, and I don't know how old the young girl is now, but the girl can control demons, y'all. I'm just gonna tell y'all what it is, right? And you know, you think you hear stuff. Oh yeah, that, you know, I hear what you're saying. No, I'm an astral traveler. And the next night, I saw her in hell commanding demons.
Shit.
And then the next day, the girl calls me and says, "Did you see me in the astral plane last night?"
Yo,
I said, absolutely. Oh my God. So I just told the girl, you know, and the mama to encourage them and say, hey, just because you have this power, you don't have to always do it to do evil. Think about it. You're very powerful. You could do it to do whatever you want to do. Help somebody sometimes. Don't always do bad things. That's the best I can tell you, because you're going to be who you are. You're going to be who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the best thing to do. But then again, if a person don't go by their nature, you're gonna suffer. You know, I'm one of them people who believe that some people are born gay. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Some people are born like that. And I tell them, if you don't do what your nature tells you to do, you're going to get sick. Your soul's going to get sick. It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's your nature. That's what you do. You know, everybody live their life the way they want. So that's the best I can say for the child. I don't know what to say. That's a rough one, family.
Yeah, that is a tough one. That is a very tough one. Somebody's asking, why do all the native tribes do the same dances at powwow?
That's a good question. I don't fully understand that, but I know that all the native tribes learned their dances and they got their culture from the Olmecs. I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? They all got their cultures and everything from the Aboriginals that was already here. So a lot of those dances were learned. And they at one time they had a whole nation over here. But at the same time, I can't really answer that question why they all do the same powwow dances. I don't notice that. I've been to a powwow once or twice. I haven't noticed that. I've seen different dances, but maybe you should just check out a few other powwows, man.
You know, Rod Hayes be talking about it, brother Yosef, but the most interesting tribal dance, I'm gonna call it tribal dance, that I've seen that just always grasps my attention is the crip walking. The crip walking is something that whenever I see it, it's like it's magic, bro.
Yeah.
When you see them move the way people, bro, like it's truly something to watch when you see the brothers out there or the sisters out there crip walking, brother Yosef.
That's definitely a tribal dance. I can't lie about that, brother. That's definitely a tribal dance.
Man, shout out to everybody out there. The Crips. Hopefully we could you know, turn that, you know, I'm gonna leave that alone. Yo, you see that dude on the internet, Crip Mac? That's a funny dude.
Yeah. I thought he was thinking at first. You know what I'm saying? I said, this guy ain't really acting like that. No, he really liked that.
Yo, that is a funny dude.
I said, wow.
Anyway, that's a funny dude.
It
Shout
is.
out
It
Crip
is.
back. Oh
Shout out
man.
to Crip Mac.
All right. All right, brother Yosef. Can you guys give some info on the difference between indigo children and star seeds?
Yeah, so indigo children are star seeds, the real indigo children, because every child born during that time is not an indigo child. But yeah, they're all star seeds. Star seeds is another way to say you come from the what we call the stars are really astral. That's the astral world. Star means astral. So the star seeds are the ones who can actually tap into their astral DNA at will. They can activate that at will, and they have easy access to the astral world. These if you're a true star seed, you're going to be a dreamer. You're going to dream a lot. You're going to wake up in your dreams and all these type of things. So the indigo children are one of the types of stars. And like I said, there's many names for it. But yes, the star seed are the indigos are star seeds. So there's really no difference.
All right, all right. Let me get to some of these super chat questions. Those come first. Can you speak about shadow children?
Yeah, shadow children is a type of secret agent that the spiritual world brings down to influence people long enough to get the job done. Sometimes they die early because of what they do. Nipsey Hussle was a shadow child. If Nipsey Hussle was still alive today, y'all might have seen him meditating on a mountain or something like that. He was definitely transforming and also influencing the world just by being himself. That's a shadow child, but he was a gangster at the same time. He was into the streets. He was into the gang life. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was a Crip. Yeah, I think he was a Crip.
He was a Crip, right?
Yeah.
And I think he was Hoover or something like that. So, or not Hoover. I don't know. I ain't gonna say because I don't know. But he was a Crip. But at the end of the day, he was also a person who influenced his neighborhood and eventually influenced his community and eventually influenced the world in a very short span of time, just like Tupac did. These were shadow children that were agents to wake people up on a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Also, you can look at them as grid workers. A lot of younger souls who kind of expose the truth, and that's what Nipsey was doing. He was really exposing, like, hey, y'all need to be doing this. Yeah, get money like this. Don't get money like that. Do it this way. And let me put this in the hood to influence my community. And he was exposing people to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And his life got taken short. But yeah, those are shadow children. Those are agents of the spirit world that come down to do something and influence people. And sometimes they live and they're able to tell their story and influence children to say, don't do this, I did it. They change their whole mindset. So that's what a shadow child is.
All right. Next super chat question. What the hell is it? Can't generate images with my mind's eye. And can sexual addiction cause depletion of psychic energy? And can retention strengthen my connection to the astral?
Well, any addiction can cause depletion of psychic energy. Any addiction can. It's not good to be it's not just sexual addiction. Yes, sexual addiction can do that, but any addiction can. I wouldn't tell you to just start doing semen retention to strengthen your actual connection, because you may actually have an entity connected to one of your chakras. People who usually have sexual addictions, I find they have an entity usually connected to one of their chakras that's kind of driving them to be overly active sexually. So what I would recommend for you to do is to find an energy worker that can remove that entity from the chakra. 99 times out of 10, that's usually what it is. So if you have a thing where you're very rude and you talk too much, you're going to probably have an entity on your throat chakra. You're probably just going to be very disrespectful. You can't help saying the wrong things. People who can't help being negative. You got some very negative people. You may have a spirit driving you to do that, or that may be who you are. Or it could be something connected to your chakra that keeps you down in a low frequency. You know what I'm saying? If your heart got broken, you know what I'm saying? You may need to get that repaired by an energy worker. You know what I'm saying? Some people have broken hearts and their heart chakra can't activate the way it needs to because they have energy blockages. So that's really what I'm saying. These entities can come in, attaching spirit, they can block your energy, and you need to do a cleanse. If you're strong mentally, though, you can deplete these things yourself. But some people ain't strong mentally enough. So it's best to get an energy worker to help you.
Sorry, I had the mic muted. My fault, y'all. I had the mic muted. All right, next question. I recently learned that if you have all 4 elements in your birth chart, you're very powerful. Do you know why that is?
No. I don't know what that is. I don't claim to be the best astrologer. I know a lot of good astrologers. Um, One of them I want to expose to the world very soon. A good astrologer. She probably watching right now, but I don't really know, family. I can't answer that question for you. I don't know why that is.
Indeed. Let's get to the next question. Why does the Orisa statue for Shango Macho look just like the statue Moor with an emerald cluster?
That's a good question. I'm not sure why that looks like that, but Chango is a very powerful Orisha of war. I mean, not Shango. I'm talking about Ogun, but Shango was a powerful king. And he represents that masculine energy, and the Moorish colors are his color. So, I'm not sure why he looks like that. Maybe that's how he looked. You know, Shango used to be a real human. A lot of the Orisha were actually humans at one time, and they became deities. So yeah, Shango, that's probably how he looked as a human.
Mm-hmm. Would it make sense, Brother Yosef, if we're living in such important times that all of these people that we read about are incarnated in this realm right now as somebody that may be on the internet at this very moment? Because this is like the All-Star game right here, where all the All-Stars come out.
And Dr. Blair said it best. He said at the end of every time the world is about to end and a new world's about to begin, the guys always return. Because they want to see how it's all going to end. They want to see how it's all going to start again. Even though they kind of know, but they send their avatars to make sure everything levels out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everything is where it needs to be. So yes, I know for a fact there's many God types that are down here, male and female, that know who they are and they know they deities. Good. There's people on both sides that's playing roles right now in humanity.
Do you think that might be, when people talk about unity, and there's obviously a problem sometime with people in the spiritual communities uniting? Do you think that might be a reason? There's too many chiefs, not enough Indians, where everybody's like used to be somebody super grand in the past life, so they're not trying to take orders or follow nobody else's system. They want everybody to follow theirs. Do you think that might be a possibility?
I think it comes from us having trauma, but at the same time, if everybody play their role, everybody got a role to play in the spiritual
community.
And if everybody's play their role, there's room for everybody.
Yep.
There's room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to fight to be the number one. Yeah. Whatever you supposed to be, there's gonna be people that's gonna rock with you for that reason. Yeah. And whatever you supposed to be, there's gonna be people that's gonna rock with you for that reason. So there's room for everybody. We don't need to fight. And that's one of the biggest things that we have to get over, the so-called black people, but even as black, white, and China, the world. When the white community does something, it's all white folk on the panel. Yeah. When the black community do something, it's all black folk on the panel. Yeah. I'm telling you, I've been to the higher worlds. What you gonna do when you see orange people and purple skinned people? What are you gonna do? And I understand the trauma that, okay, we feel like, and it's, that they hung our ancestors on trees, but the truth is, there's black billionaires now. We shouldn't be sitting here blaming nobody. Nobody can stop you. Right. We shouldn't be angry. We should be trying to, but it takes a certain level of consciousness to do that. Everybody can't let go. But I'm telling you, if you want to evolve spiritually, you gotta let it go. You gotta let go. You can't be overly black power and not like nobody but your people and not want to let go. That's the trick. I'm telling y'all, man. I talk about it in my book. If you knew who was really running the world, it's us. It's always been. I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you what it is. They're giving you these 4 fake alien groups because they want you to think that we're running this thing. It's black people, folks. It's always been. Some of them are Anunnakis. And they know that there's black people oppressed on the planet, and they ain't doing nothing about it. They know this stuff, and this is what so they can control you better if you stay separate. Yeah. So they can control you better. But so if people came together, we can overpower the captives. They don't want us coming together. Bob Marley music was too powerful. One love, one. He had all kind of races at his. They had to take him out. Right. His music was too powerful. He was bringing people together. They don't want to see that. The last thing they want to see is black, white, Chinese, Asian, everybody come together. That's a problem. That's a problem. And that's what we got to get our minds to, family. Do you have a soul or do you not have a soul? Because every race has a soul.
Right.
And there's people that's even black without souls. There's black people with souls and black people without souls.
Yeah.
There's hybrids. There are clones. There's all kind of stuff. So the thing is, if you have a soul, I can rock with you. Period, point blank. I don't care what color you are. If I can vibe with you, and you got a soul, we can rock. We can rock together. That's how I look at life, y'all. And it took me a minute to get out of that mindset. But we all got to get out of that mindset.
You know what it is, pseudo brother Yosef? I'm hearing an echo. You hear an echo from me?
No.
Yeah, I think I left. What it is too, you know, just to touch on the unity thing real quick, and you know, the black and white spiritual communities, kind of like how you said, you'll see black people over here, white people over there. The thing about that I find sometimes about, you know, the white spiritual community, they are so easily triggered because white people we both have things we need to work on. White people have what's that word? It's not guilt. What's that word that Red Pill be saying? White fragility. They have this fragility about them, brother Yosef, where they need a certain type of nigga to feel comfortable. So you have to smile. Like, and I don't want to say Billy Carson is that type of dude, but he's so clean cut. Like Billy Carson is real clean cut. He's comfortable to them. You know what I'm saying? He's clean. He's educated. He's MIT graduated. They're not you know, they're a little more comfortable. Yeah, they're not afraid. Yeah. But when you have a brother like Phil or Bobby, we ain't even got to be told. We could just be ourselves, and we could be. If they hear the word melanin too many times, they get triggered. If they see us dance, they get triggered because they know they can't dance. If they see us sing, they get triggered because of. So it's like they get triggered so easily that in order for us to be around them, we have to get rid of our authenticity and sit there and smile when we don't want to smile and talk in a certain manner, get rid of the bass in our voice. Just the bass in our voice offends them. If a sister walk in a room, that offends them because of the way she looked, the way she walked, and they can't walk or talk, or they don't have the sass she has or whatever, the spice she has. So literally everything about us triggers them. So it's like, I get the unity thing, but I can't give up who I am to make them comfortable, brother Yosef. We ain't doing that over here.
I feel you. I feel you. See, but you know, another thing about that is that, you know, we have to understand what level of we are in our consciousness as black people. A lot of us are ignorant, and I love my people, right? But we do some ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying? We do some ignorant stuff, and the vast majority of us is not on a level. We still believe that the government owes us something. You know, some of us don't mind being on welfare. Some of us don't mind being in survival mode. And we know that a lot of races on the planet, pretty much every other race except black, was able to, you know, benefit from the government, benefit by getting, you know, the people in Israel have gotten, what do you call those, reparations,
right,
and all that. I don't want no reparations. I don't need nothing from the government. I just want to evolve. You see what I'm saying? I just want to move forward. And I think that, you know, who we really are as black people, we don't know who we are yet. And I think we need to turn into that, because I think, in my opinion, most black people, we don't stand for nothing unless it's something to do with the streets. Just gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We might be Christians, but it's a lot of fake Christians. You know, I grew up in church all my life. There's a lot of fake Christians. So who are we really? What do we stand on? You know, what are we standing on as a so-called race? And that's what it is. I think mentally we scare white folks. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if we got to a level where we became the first class people again, and we knew who we were, we stood in our sovereignty, they may get even more afraid. And that's not nothing against white folks. It's just the truth, because the Moors ruled Europe for 700 years, and they wore jewelry and earrings, and they had giraffes in their house. You know what I'm saying? They was elegance beyond elegance. They taught elegance. You see what I'm saying? What if we went back to that and became a people that had a nation? Right. And we had something to be proud of, instead of having our hand out and say, I want reparations. No, you make your own reparations. Right? It's all about how you do things. It's not about doing that. I run a tribe, and I studied all my elders that came before me. I choose to do things a different way because I see how people got assassinated. I see how people got locked up. A smart man learns from mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So I think that black people we just got to get our mind right, because I think we know who we are. We don't. You know what I'm saying? We actually way beyond what we believe we are. So if we can get ourselves financially better, mentally better, and spiritually better, then I think the whole world can come together. But I'm at a point now where I believe that may never happen, because they got us so separate when it comes to religion. This person's a Muslim, this person's a Christian, this person's something else. You know, and we'll never come together, because that is one of the best tricks they ever pulled, is by putting us in different categories based on our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even got sense enough to say, well, even though you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, and you're a Hebrew Israelite, we can still come together. You know, you may be a Moor, we can still have a nation though. You can still practice your religion, but we have a nation and we watch each other back.
Indeed.
It's not hard at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but that's how I be thinking. You know what I mean? Like, what's the big deal? Why can't we come together? Because we don't trust each other. We have to learn how to trust each other. You know, and I'll say the last thing, bro. We don't know how to communicate. That's the biggest problem. Gilly the Kid said that's the last thing King Vaughn told him before he got murdered. He said, you know, I'm not really as mad as these other young boys as they think I am. He said the problem is that we young and we don't know how to communicate with each other. Communication is everything. I push that in my tribe heavy. Like, if you got an issue with your brother or sister, you communicate. But some people rather run. They don't want to communicate with nobody. You know, communication is key to fix everything. But once again, because of trauma, it's hard for us to learn that. But we got to do it, fam. We got to do it.
Amazing show. Let's get to 2 more questions. Don't want to keep the brother too long tonight. Let's see. Okay. I started seeing UFOs after my mother passed in 2023. I have also associated the UFO with the NOI. Do you know which alien group the NOI claims solidarity with?
I can't name the group, but I know that the group is 100% real. Elijah Muhammad was definitely a part of that group. And what I mean by that is, he was, in my opinion, I'll just say it's my opinion, he was definitely an extraterrestrial. And it's a group of them that look just like him and look like us, that's real. And they even talked about this at the Air Force base that happened in Arizona, where a bunch of black men got off the air, a cigar-shaped ship with guns. This is 100% real.
That was the NOI group right there.
It could have been. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It could have been. That they said the thing was a mile long. What did Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad say? There's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the mothership, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, this is 100% real. They just don't want people to know about it because it crushes everything. This little stuff they about to release that may hurt religion, or it may hurt Christianity. It ain't really the realest thing. They really ain't giving it all to us. They giving us what they want us to know. So there's little 4 groups of aliens, that ain't nothing. The UFO files they released, it was full of nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. They just giving us something to shut us up from the Epstein files. That's the first thing. And they just giving us something to distract us from other things that's going on. But the UFO files didn't have nothing in here. It really, wasn't nothing cool. And then the groups that they talking about now, I'm like, everybody been talking about that on the internet for years. You know what I'm saying? All 4 of them groups. What else you got?
Right.
Yeah, but the people who only study this stuff, this is new to them. And they can influence people to say, oh, these are actually the demons that the Bible into. Oh, okay. So that saves the Bible a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, yes, I believe that that group that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad talk about, the mothership, all that is 100% real. I've seen it on an actual plane with my own eyes. I know it's real, 100%. But at the end of the day, and I believe Islam is what we needed at the moment to pull us up out of our mental slavery at the moment. But I have to give shout out to the NOI. They're one of the most powerful groups that's been around from a man with a 3rd grade education.
Yeah, ain't that something?
You know what I'm saying? I love their how militant they are. Their women carry themselves a certain way. That's a divine thing.
Yeah.
The most what's his name?
Farrakhan.
Farrakhan is the only man alive who can call 1 million men to one place.
Ain't that something?
Nobody else can do that. That is, it got divine energy behind them. Whether how we look at it or not, there's a greater plan. There's a greater plan.
That's influence, huh? That's it.
Big influence. Big influence. Even though they're using Islam as the banner, look at their people.
Yeah.
Respectable, intelligent, smart. The women carry themselves. The women, the Nation of Islam woman is always beautiful.
Always.
Am I lying?
Always.
Their women are always beautiful. They carry themselves a certain way, and everybody be getting the money. Am I lying? Everybody be getting to it, because what is the most honorable Farrakhan teach? Mr. Louis Farrakhan teach. He teaches do for self.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. That gets us out of our poverty and our victim mindset. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everything they doing, man. It's a gorgeous, beautiful thing, man.
Indeed.
It's a gorgeous, beautiful thing.
Shout out to the elder Melchizedek up in Harlem, y'all. If y'all from New York, y'all know the elder Melchizedek from the Nation of Islam. Shout out to that elder. Brother Yosef, we're gonna do one more question, then we're gonna get out of here, my brother. Where's this at? Like this one. Where's it at? Okay, this one right here. How are you able to tell you are interacting with a demonic entity for trying to siphon your energy versus someone sent to test you so you can heal and grow?
If you get around a person you're always tired when they come around, even if they're on the phone with you, you're always tired, they're siphoning your energy. And some people do it subconsciously. They don't even know they're doing it. It's just their demonic nature. They just can pull your energy. You get tired of arguing with them. You always got to argue with this person. They don't never see it. They act like they don't understand. And I'm just going to say what it is. People call it narcissism. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just did a video about this not so long ago. So that's the first way you're going to know they're putting energy. And then you got people who is going to test you. They're always going to piss you off. They're always going to make you angry. Got to get away from these people. And, you know, and these are people who sometimes you love. You know, I went through something like this last year. You know what I'm saying? But you got to let these people go, because this is where sometimes you can only go so far with a person. You got to let them go. I let them go. You still love them and let them know the door is open, but you got to let them, hey, I can't go there with you no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what it sucks. It sucks because sometimes it's somebody you love, but it's the necessary for your own peace. Ain't nothing more better than having some peace.
Peace of mind. Peace of mind.
That's the number one thing I did a video called Protect Your Peace at All Costs. Peace is important, brother.
Peace of mind. Very important.
Peace of mind.
Brother Yosef, amazing show. We still got 2,000 people in the chat. Brother, before we get out of here, let the people know how they could get in touch with Brother Yosef. You got the jewels on. Yeah. You got the books. You got all types of things going on, brother.
Absolutely.
Tell them.
Thank you, brother. Also, I got an event coming up in Dallas. You guys want to come to that? You can go to my website to get the tickets. It's the New Love Life. We're trying to bring spiritual people, relationships together in the community. So, you know, you guys can go there and check us out. Also go to our New Love Life channel on YouTube. You can check us out. We're going to be doing some great things. But we're going to be at Brother Roger Martin's place in Dallas. So we're going to be doing that on August 8th, everybody, August 8th. So if you're looking for somebody in the spiritual community, you ain't found that person yet, come on out to the event. That's what we're doing. You can also check me out on YouTube, New Life Tools on YouTube. I'm Brother Yosef on TikTok. New Life Tools on Instagram, and my website is newlifetools.org. Thank you, Brother King Simon, for putting that stuff up. Newlifetools.org on for my actual channel, and also on my Patreon is Brother Yosef. So if you want to hear me really go in and hear some stories, my Patreon members know what it is. I'll be dropping all kind of stuff that I don't want to talk about in the public over there, and I teach classes and got tons of lectures over there that I never released. Matter of fact, they talking about somebody got kidnapped by some dolphins. My Patreon members know I already put them onto the dolphin race. Talked about the dolphin race, and Ben said they was under the water last year. And now people saying they're getting kidnapped by dolphins and take them to their cities. The most powerful alien races are always fish. Always the fish. The first ones to manifest into this reality, though, were the dragon races. And this is why the reptilians are so old. So we talk about all that over there, fam. So yeah, that's what I do, family. So thank y'all for all y'all support.
Also, shout out to Roderick, Brother Yosef. He just texted me yesterday. He got a new book that's out, The Unspeakable Truth So I'm definitely going to have him, and it's about how fake history, Christianity, and self-oppression rob African Americans in their voice in modern UFO revelations. So I'm definitely going to have the brother on soon to talk about that. Shout out to you, Roderick. I'm gonna call you. I've been meaning to call you. I told brother Yosef that on the phone, but thanks for letting me know you got this book. I'm gonna get you on here soon, my brother. But with that being said, brother Yosef, man, a pleasure as always, my brother.
Thank you.
Pleasure
Always a
meeting you
pleasure.
in this realm, and pleasure doing the work with you in this realm, my brother.
I appreciate my brother. I appreciate being on her. Thank you all. I appreciate you
Yes,
guys.
sir. Talk to you soon, brother.
All right, family. Peace and
All right.
blessings.
Peace. Peace to that brother Yosef. Always a pleasure having the brother on here. Like I said, every time the brother has come on the show, it has been literally every time. There hasn't been a boring episode since our very first episode. So I'm always excited when the brother's on here, and it's a pleasure to come to a realm. It's like, if you're on a basketball team and we know everybody get, like brother Yosef said, everybody got to play their position. And I think brother Yosef plays his position to a T. He plays his position to a T. So what he said in terms of us uniting, very important. Just play your position. If you play your position, you should never get intimidated by anybody or frustrated or look at anybody as competition, because nobody is playing your position. So yeah, shout out to that brother. Pleasure doing the good work with the brother. I got a Patreon show tomorrow with brother Sharif. We're gonna be doing mental exercises for the mind. So he spoke for the first 3 episodes of Quantum Operators on the Patreon. Tomorrow we are doing the actual quantum mental exercises that's going to strengthen your extrasensory perception abilities. All these superpowers that you hear about, we will be engaging in the exercises tomorrow on Patreon that will help you enhance them. So shout out to that brother. That's gonna be fire. But other than that, I should be back Saturday with a show, so I will let y'all know about that. Shout out to King Simon in the chat. King Simon had for LeBron on his channel yesterday. You could go to his channel to hear it. I didn't get to see the whole thing. But I seen the very beginning. I got to go back and listen to it. Somebody said, Rich, did you know the original screenplay of The Matrix and Terminator was a black? Yeah, Sophia Stewart. I heard about that. And I've interviewed her. She's been on this channel before. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's been on this channel before. It was sort of a weird vibe when she came on the channel. It was around COVID and it was like a weird vibe. But yeah, shout out to her. I think I seen her. Where I seen on it, she was on some channel. She be on the internet. She make her rounds on the internet though. But other than that, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Let me see what y'all talking about. Post a link. I don't know what link you talking about. Stone Mountain soon. Not from what I know of. I'm not. I mean, people can be doing. I'm not sure. I'm not doing a Stone Mountain retreat this year, but I know other people might be. So I know Blue Pill. Last time I seen Blue Pill, he was telling me about a brother. Oh, link for Dallas event. Where do I get that from, brother Yosef? The link is that is King Simon posting that? Where do I get that link from, brother Yosef, for the Dallas event? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but send me the link, brother Yosef. Text me the link for the Dallas event. And after this video is over, I'll put it in the comment section and I'll pin it at the top of the comment section. So if you listen, I'm gonna text you anyway. Let me see. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Yeah, he sent it to me. Hold up, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me share this link before I get out of here, y'all. I gotta on his website. Well, let me do it the old school way, and let me just email it to myself, and then I'll post it. Let me just do this real quick, family. Give me 1 second. Let me just do it like this. So this is to brother Yosef Event with brother Roderick. Okay. Copy link. Okay. Damn, it's a long link. So I think that's damn. Why did it do it in 2 messages? If it don't post right, because it's a long link. Did I do it the right way? If it don't, hold on, let me see something. Just do share. Oh fuck. Give me 1 second, family. Share. Let me see if this is the same thing. It works? Oh, okay, good. Somebody said it works. Let me just share it again. All right. Yeah, it's coming in 2. It goes through if you click the first link. Okay, all right. So it is working. It is working. So if you're interested in the Dallas event, I just shared the link. Somebody said the link for the radio cigars. Give me a second. All these links. That's the link for the person asking about the I shared a link for the person asking about the cigars. For the radio cigars. All right. So yeah, so I got the Patreon show with Sharif tomorrow on mental exercises to enhance our superpowers, I guess you could say, or our ESP abilities. With that being said, family, I'm about to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Had an absolutely wonderful show. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, family. And you know, we are on some like brother Yosef said, all the masters want to come back at this time just to see how this thing wrap up. Like, could you imagine, like, all of the people we're reading about are here right now, and they're probably online, and we're probably listening to them. And not just listening to them, they're probably in the audience as well. Some of y'all are them, and we're just watching this thing going down, and we're each contributing in our own unique way. It's a beautiful feeling, and yeah, let's just stay focused, family. And like I said, I appreciate everybody for their support. We had a packed room tonight in chat, over 2,000 people, and I'll probably see y'all. I will see everybody tomorrow on Patreon, but on the channel, I'll probably see y'all on Saturday. All right. With that being said, everybody take care. All right. Enjoy your night. Peace and blessings.
Before there was cigarettes, before there were brands, there was the leaf. Tobacco is one of the oldest forms of spirit communication known to humanity. Long before modern times, it was understood as a living messenger, a way for human intention to travel beyond the visible world and return with meaning. In the oldest traditions, tobacco was never a habit. It was a bridge, not something used to escape life, but something used to speak with it. Our ancestors knew breath as spirit itself, and smoke was breath-given form. When the leaf touched fire, it awakened. When guided by breath, it carried thought into the unseen. In that moment, intention became vapor, and prayer learned how to rise. It was never about getting high. It was about clarity, connection, making the invisible visible. That's the memory the leaf still carries. Radio Cigars.
Radio cigar. Radio cigar. Radio cigar.